They seem fine, don't they? Smiling, going through the motions, maybe even appearing to have it all together. But if you look a little closer, you might notice something off, something that's not quite right. Depression isn't always obvious. It's not just about feeling sad or crying. It can be hidden beneath a mask of normalcy. And too often, laziness is mistaken for depression. Maybe someone you know has signs of depression, or maybe you. In this video, we'll uncover 5 hidden signs of depression, signs that often go unnoticed, misinterpreted, or brushed off. Let's dive in. Have you ever found yourself unable to enjoy things that once brought you joy? Things like music, socializing, hobbies? Things you used to look forward to, but now they feel pointless or even exhausting. This feeling is known as anhedonia, and it's one of the most significant and telling signs of depression. Depression can take away your ability to feel pleasure. You may not even realize that it's happening, thinking you're just too tired or uninterested. But it's not laziness. It's the brain's response to depression, where the reward centers in your brain become less active. A study published in Molecular Psychiatry found that depression can cause reduced brain activity in the reward centers, making activities that once brought joy feel like a chore. It's not a lack of effort, it's your brain shutting down emotionally, and it's one of the most misunderstood signs of depression. Another sign of depression that people often overlook is changes in sleep patterns. You might find yourself sleeping too much, unable to get out of bed, or on the other end of the spectrum, struggling to fall asleep or stay asleep. It might feel like you're just tired or lazy, but it's much more than that. Sleep is a major indicator of how your brain is functioning. When depression takes hold, it disrupts the body's natural rhythms, leaving you feeling either constantly fatigued or wired at odd hours. It's not about being lazy, it's your brain's way of trying to cope. Whether you sleep too little or too much, it's your body's attempt to deal with the overwhelming emotional weight. Research shows that sleep disturbances are not only a symptom, but also a contributor to depression. A study in Sleep, 2019, showed that chronic sleep problems are strongly linked to a higher risk of developing depression and make it more difficult to recover from it. So, if you're feeling like no amount of rest helps, your body might be signaling deeper issues. Next, let's talk about changes in appetite and weight. When you're dealing with depression, your eating habits can drastically shift. Either you lose your appetite or you find yourself eating more, especially unhealthy comfort foods. This is a physical manifestation of your emotional state. For some, food becomes a way to cope with emotional pain. For others, depression causes a loss of interest in eating altogether, leading to weight loss and poor nutrition. These aren't just bad habits, they are symptoms of a brain that is struggling with depression. Your body's ability to regulate hunger is directly impacted by depression. So whether you're eating too much or not enough, it's your brain's attempt to cope with the emotional overload you're feeling. Depression doesn't always show up as sadness. For many, it comes out as irritability or even unexplained anger. You might find yourself snapping at loved ones, becoming frustrated over small things, or feeling like your patience is wearing thin all the time. People may tell you that you're being moody or difficult, but the truth is, it's your brain trying to manage the stress it's under. When you're depressed, every little frustration becomes magnified. You're running on empty, mentally and emotionally. Irritability is a common sign of depression, especially in men, and it can make the condition feel even more isolating, as it's often misinterpreted as a personal flaw. Rather than being difficult, you're struggling to manage internal emotional chaos. When everything feels overwhelming, anger and frustration can become your only defense. Finally, forced smile. It is one of the most damaging and dangerous signs of depression. People with depression often put on a mask, acting fine in front of others. They smile, laugh, go about their day, but inside they feel completely different. It's the type of depression that hides behind a mask of normalcy. You might force yourself to keep up appearances, pretending to be happy or okay, but it's exhausting. And eventually, it can feel like you're playing a role instead of living your life. A study published in Molecular Psychiatry found that people with depression often show little to no facial expressions when exposed to emotional stimuli, even when they're laughing or smiling. It's not about being dishonest, it's about survival. They may look fine, but inside, they're fighting a silent battle. If you're pretending to be okay just to get through the day, it's time to take a deeper look at your mental health. If any of these signs sound familiar, whether in yourself or someone you care about, it's important to understand that depression isn't laziness and it's not a weakness. It's a real, serious condition. Please don't ignore these signs. Seek help from a mental health professional. If you feel overwhelmed or in crisis, reach out to someone you trust or call a helpline. Depression is treatable, and you don't have to go through it alone. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe for more mental health insights.